right about now. Hello, hello, hello. This is another episode of the Mental Threats Podcast. I'm here with Jay Sidity if you want to say something.
What's up, man? I'm here on podcast. I'm a tell you about myself. I'm a spread the word out about my music, and we finna turn up from there.
Yeah. And we pretty much connected through the Nextdoor app and everything. I think you're the third person I interviewed off the Nextdoor app and everything. That's such a random app and everything. I'm gonna be thinking, like, only the first two people I interviewed was actually two, not kind of middle-aged white women and everything from the Navy and stuff. Yeah, so it's just like, now it's like a complete opposite. And I was like, how old are you?
I am 21.
Okay, yeah, 21. 20, so like freaking veterans in their 40s, old ladies, freaking like, no, I don't want to say old, middle age, and was married and everything. And then there's you, who's like a complete opposite of that. Right, it's like, just 21 young women. You've been pretty much was born and raised in Charlotte, correct?
Right. I'm supporting the youth, so I'm here on the younger side.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And everything. I just listened to your music video, No Love Songs and everything, but that was a song from like way back then, and you're currently rebranding right now, right?
Yeah. So I'm rebranding right now. I got a different sound now. I've been working on my skills and everything. Now I'm doing this for everybody out there that, is going through something. So, I want to make it good and make it more worldwide for everybody of different ages.
And so it's like, I know you talk about for different ages and everything, but it's like, how far are those different ages pretty much stretch? So you trying to go for high school people, college age people, or like much older people, or you like more throwback, like more boom bop influence, or is like your sound going to be more like trap influence? What's your sound going to be like?
Okay, so my demographic is usually people around my age, the 18, 21 group. I'm really looking on, probably like 30, 40. So my music is more explicit than before, and I really dip into any genre because I have that ear for music. So I could go from trap to rock or what is the other one, indie, or I could go from either one. I try to keep an open mind about music so I could explore my options and practice all spectrums of the music scene.
All right, cool. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And really, when do you start really getting into music? I know you're like 21 now and everything. Did you start getting this music in high school, middle school, when?
So it was high school, but as a kid, I always, grew up around music. I always had headphones on around school, so I was always around music. But recording wise, I would say probably like 2018. I was really with my friends. We was all going to go record all the time, so I really got used to it around that time.
Oh, okay, cool. And all your friends you met pretty much in high school, right?
Yeah. I'd say high school. Some of them was middle school. We grew up together, so it was more of a growing up thing that we kind of established.
Okay, that's cool. And which high school did you go to?
High school that I went to Garinger. So shout out to Garinger, 9th and 10th grade. And I went to IMEC. That's basically Cochran. So that's was it 11th and 12th.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's two different high schools in 4 years. Was that a big transition to you, or just like whatever? Did your parents move? Was that the issue, or you just wanted to go to a different school?
I wanted to go to a different school. I got tired of Garinger, man. I couldn't even learn for real. I needed better grades to build a better future for myself. So I ended up moving school so I could focus better on the schoolwork side of things. Because I was playing sports too, so yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. Was Garinger really that bad at school and everything? It's just like nobody was making high grades. Or was it just?
I mean, it wasn't a bad school, but it was more of everybody's hyperactive. So everybody's sort of, in a sense, disrupting the class, But, it probably calmed down now, but around, class of 2019, we were wild. So it's understandable we were a wild little bunch of people. Yeah.
So it really wasn't how the classes were set up. It was just the people in the class, basically.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Sometimes the teachers, but yeah. Hey, I can't really say too much about them.
Oh, okay.
They doing their job.
and want to go deeper, like what Garinger was like as a school in general. The reason why I'm so curious is because that's like my home school, and like my mom's maybe go to like some whack charter school, something like that. I wish I would have gone to Garinger or Hawthorne or something like that. You know, probably stay in the CMS system or whatever and whatnot. But it was just like whatever school people just weren't doing. Whether like just fights every other day or like what was it like?
It wasn't fights every other day, but it was fights every other week.
Oh.
I would say fights every other week. I mean, I ain't gonna sit here and lie. There were entertaining fights, but it was disrupting about the whole school. You know, everybody going outside to watch it or something. Like it was just it began to be a normal thing around that time. But I'm glad it calmed down now. I would say.
I mean, okay, then so it's like just like it'd be a fight every like week, so it wouldn't even matter that fight less. It just wouldn't even matter or whatever, because like people get in a fight, it was like a big thing. Like people would talk about it for years, and I guarantee you, it was like, oh no, it's just a fight every other week. Like who cares?
The lunch one, I would say the lunch one that happened. That was on the news. That was probably the only one everybody talked about. But the rest of them, it was like a normal day. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah.
And it was always over something like petty, like maybe over girls, over money, or what was the main reason people got in a fight at Garinger?
You know, the typical stuff in neighborhoods like this, urban neighborhoods. You know, fighting over females, fighting over, you know, pride. It's always something between us. It's never like a medium, you know, to try to solve the problem before it gets too physical. So. You know, it's always something. It's normal at this point. It's sad to say, but yeah.
Welcome to Eastside.
Right.
But anyway, Eastside, Charlotte. Eastside welcomes you.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, man, that's crazy. So like, describe the transition from there, from Garinger High School to like Cochran High School, and how like it was different from then to there.
So with Cochran, we was really working on computers, so it was self-paced. I was able to, you know, wind down a little bit and, you know, calm my nerves on trying to catch up on work. I could work at my own pace and get it done by a certain deadline, sort of like college. So it was kind of college based.
Oh, okay.
You know, all the work we had to do in there, it was always constant college based type of stuff, I would say.
Okay, so it's like, you know, just taking online classes or something like that, or is it just like a lot of the classes were just more like you know, go into detail like how it was like college based if you can. If you can, then whatever.
I mean, other than the ingenuity, I think we all know about that. It was really like, I'd say computer based, as in like we would be, I forgot the name of it. I think it's called Connect or something.
iConnect.
Something like that. We used to go in there and, you know, complete our work on there. They'll give us a deadline, you know, and then we just, if we don't complete it, then we don't complete it. You know, that's a zero. But most of the time, we gotta, you know, type on the computer. It's never like, oh, we gotta write something down on paper, put it in our book bag. You know, we're gonna forget about it after damn time. So yeah.
Okay, well, so describe your experiences from that. Did it just get lamer or whatever? Or did you connect with new people, or was it just whatever?
I would say if it wasn't for Cochran, I wouldn't be where I am today with music. So it was really about the teachers and the people all together. I was able to meet new kinds of teachers that I would say catered more to not just doing their job and leaving. They made sure you was good. It's a smaller school, so we was all like a family there. So it was much more of a better experience for me, knowing that I'd say more of like an introvert type of person. I like less people around me, so I would say that was a better type of school for me that fit for me. Shout out to IMEC though, because you know they did a lot for me now. So.
So describe like the kind of people that you're hanging with in between those two high schools, and like how like they're pretty much impacting your music career. Because I know you stated that you pretty much go out to record with them and everything that nature.
Yeah.
Like how often was this like throughout the week?
This was about like every day, I'd say. We had like a little group. It was OTG, rock stars. Like we had a little group with us, so we was basically every day going. Out the way to go record, whether it was a studio or was it we'll put the money in, or if it was like somebody's house, we'll go walk to the house sometimes, or take the bus. We'll go record some music, take turns, and see what we got by the end of the day.
Okay, so it was like compilations of songs throughout the week, and then it was just like
Yeah, but I would say it was more like punching in than more of setting a song up. So yeah, I would say it was more of doing that than just regularly just, oh, we're gonna make a song today. Let's write something down. This and that. We'll have something written down, but it was more of for our verse of the song, other than, oh, who's gonna do the hook? Who's gonna do the verse? Who's gonna do the hook? So.
Okay, so y'all just heard a really, really fire beat or what? Did any of your friends produce or anything? Just wondering.
I would say, I want to say yeah. We all busy, so we not with each other all the time. So a lot of them, they did learn how to produce, but I would say all of us, we have potential to produce something. We just don't, I'd say.
Okay. But in the process of recording, y'all just found like a really fire instrumental off YouTube or something like that, and y'all just like recorded off that or something like that?
Oh yeah. The YouTube thing, yeah. That was a normal thing for us. Searching through beats all day. We spend like 30 minutes trying to find a beat. Like, that was the funnest thing about it, was trying to find a beat, then get hype off the best beat that we find. We're like, oh yeah, we're gonna pick this one, we're gonna rap to this one. And then, it was history from there, I'd say.
That's cool. You still work with your friends today, or is it just like just you just see each other on social media or something like that, and it is what it is?
I get to see him. I'll see him time from time. I'll check up on them to make sure they good. That we still connected. Making sure they not giving up on the grind as much as I am. So I would say, I only see one of them. He's also a good artist. His name is Quan Jose. So, on all platforms. So, I usually be we try to cook something up together if either of us have time to do it. So I would say I'm with one person right now. We trying to cook something up, like a little mixtape for y'all. So that should be on the way too.
Nice. And how many tracks are you trying to shoot for this mixtape, or is it just like gonna be whatever or until you're done? It's done. You don't gonna realize it.
We're gonna do more of the we're gonna go more of the Lil Baby and Dirk way. We're gonna do a whole bunch of songs and pick between those songs. I think that'll be way more easier for us, because we both could make an infinite amount of different type of songs. So yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's actually, dang, I never really faced that system. So I don't know. When I'm trying to get in the studio to like make like an album or whatever, I already figure out like what the album's direction's gonna be and everything. Like what's the nature of the album, the sound of the album, and basically just picking on songs that is just like that. It's just like, okay, that's a bucket list. Okay, I got a trap song, got a hype song, I got a song that's like about motivation. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like a bucket list of things you want to hit. So you mean to tell me like y'all just pick out like the best songs that y'all record and then just put it as a compilation on that tape, and then that's what you're gonna like roll with for like the whole tape?
Yeah, so mainly for mixtapes, it's usually different types of songs. Albums, I usually look at it as it's one concept, and it's the same concept for all these songs, but different type of sounds.
Okay.
For me, that's me personally. I don't know how other people set it up, but I hate to have the same consistent type of song down the whole album. I know it may be a hit or miss, but I want to attack all spectrums of what I'm capable of in that album, on top of talking about whatever I talk about in my music.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. And how much songs do you think about dropping like next year? Basically, you're trying to just drop just one tape and just let it be it, or just you trying to drop a whole bunch of singles and just kind of like build your fan base off that?
So my plan. So beforehand, I was I dropped 2 albums and deleted them off the platforms, mainly because I wasn't marketing right, and I wanted to restart that. So I would say I'm gonna just do singles for now. I think that's a little bit smarter, where I could individually market the songs, and I could only let out hot songs to kind of build that fan base up. I want to go the smarter way about it, so I would say, yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with trying to build your fan base up that way. It's like, have you ever think about doing anything else outside of that? Like maybe like dropping merch or anything of that nature?
So the merch thing, I did have a point in time where I did drop merch, but I'm still learning on that aspect of selling clothes. So that first time I did it, I kind of failed. So trial and error to go back and rebrand and make sure I get the best quality of logo and everything. So that's really what I'm focused on. I really want to start doing merch when I start doing more shows. I do want to get connected with a lot more shows. I think what I need to work on is showmanship. So
That's good that you actually are reflective in yourself like this early in your career to be like, okay, I need to work on this, showmanship and everything of that nature. So you don't really perform often?
I don't perform often, just mainly because I'm one of those people where I don't know what to do with myself on stage. So I'm just sitting there like, okay, I'm performing my shit voice wise, but now I'm thinking in my head, okay, is my voice sounding right through the speaker, or like, do my tone match whatever I see on the song? Or
I mean, you're not using autotune, are you?
I'm using a little bit, but it don't
bit.
sound like it. It never sounds like it in my songs unless I'm really like singing more and more notes. But I rap and sing, so it's like you can't really hear it that much. So it does sound like my regular voice when I do, recite it or something. So
I haven't, since I dropped my mixtape last year, I haven't performed not one song in front of nobody and everything, not yet, and everything, because I still want to get into the motion of really putting more songs out there and everything, getting comfortable with actually, like, one of the songs out there, and actually, like, I attribute myself as being an artist so far, but at the same time, it's really just a process of like, okay, let me just build my presence and let me just build more content. I'm more content first and then everything else later, let there be something people can just kind of dive into first, so that they can actually, like connect with me as an artist first. So then when I'm out there at the stages, it's like, okay, like it's real life. It's just 3D. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just like, that's just where my place is in regards to performing. You know what I'm saying? Just want to get certain things in matter first before, really take it to that point,
Yeah, and I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly, just because that's the same thing I'm doing, really. But on the other aspect, my whole thing is to build more of a altar, and build more of something somebody could go to, or something somebody could reference to when I'm singing it. Like, my altar name is Lonely Stoner. I smoke a lot, and I'm really introverted. So when I get to that point of the Lonely Stoner, I'm doing more of rapping. You'll hear more of rapping, or it's something like the music video you heard on the YouTube. I would rap more on that end to try to build that connection between rappers and all the other music I make. So, okay, they hear me singing all the time, making love songs, and then for the people that be like, oh, make something hard, I got something for them, but I'm still keeping my concept alive.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And
So I would say that's another smart way to go about it too, if you really want to attack all ends. But if you're only looking at one genre, then you should be good.
That's good that you're actually looking to actually be versatile too, to some extent and everything, because people just want to be like just one thing, and that's just like whatever it is. Like okay, and then they make the same songs over and over and over and over again. Where it's like okay, you can dabble with a little love song, R&B type shit over here, and then you can do like some really hard rap shit over here, you know. And it's just like that could really take you a lot further and opening you up to market to more audiences, because it's like okay, like then you can be able to touch for different emotions and different moments and different feelings. So it's like, you know, that's what really served Drake well, because he was also singing hooks and also rapping really hard too. And everything. So it's like, okay, you got rap, you got good songs here, got some songs you can harmonize to, songs for this, songs for that. The more songs for different situations, the more people are going to listen to your stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like that's just kind of how I see it like that and everything. And there's nothing wrong with just being a little bit more versatile. And so I know you mentioned something about Lonely Stoner being like your like alter ego and stuff like that. Do you think that maybe that might be a callback to Kid Cudi? Might you like be a Kid Cudi fan?
Yeah, so that is a callback to Kid Cudi, and a lot of people don't catch on to it. But you know,
rap, right? I'm an artist too, man. I'm a rap hip hop head too, so I'm gonna catch on to something.
Yeah, so it was a reference to the song Day and Night, when he said Lonely Stoner free his mind at night.
Yeah.
It's more think my nose ring. But usually I'm always at night with my headphones on, smoking, writing a song, or I'll be at the park, something, you know, sort of like this or something, and I'll go at night. I know it's a little
dangerous.
It's dangerous, and it's a little it's not what a lot of other people do, but right. So it's more of when I'm out at night, it's more quiet, and you could hear all the animals, and you could hear nature.
Yeah.
So you could, you know, just focus more. So I kind of do that, and I'll go to the park that I usually go to. That, you know, me and my friends, you know, sometimes we used to skip. I'll go to that park because, you know, my friend died, so I'll go there and I'll write every day there, or I'll try to, you know, practice performing there to try to get better, work on my craft. So
that's cool. As long as you got a process, so what works for you and everything. You know, if you want to go to like the park, you ain't gotta say which park you go to, because you know, cause that's your own space and everything. You're Lonely Stoner, but it's like, but yeah, that's cool. Would you say Kid Cudi's like a huge influence to you? And if there's any more influences, who are some other influences beside Kid Cudi, if he is or isn't an influence?
I wouldn't say Kid Cudi. I wouldn't say Kid Cudi is a huge influence, but he is a piece of my influence. I say Kanye also, the 808 Heartbreak. I kind of, you know, my voice tone kind of matches all of theirs. So, you know, when I'm doing certain things in songs, you can hear the humming, you can hear the and you could, you know, the Kid Cudi stuff. You can hear that in my songs. I say Polo. Is a big piece of me.
Polo G was what okay.
Yeah, Bryson Tiller, J. Cole.
Yeah, Bryson Tiller's hard.
Yeah.
You say you're a Tory Lanez fan also?
Oh yeah, Tory Lanez for sure. Tory Lanez is a big one also. It's one of the people I'm avidly listening to when I do listen to other people's music.
So the whole trap soul genre is just something that you just kind of fall in with, like the whole, like, you know, them sampling 90s songs and just restoring to a more modernized hip hop beat. That's something you're into a whole lot.
Yeah. So that I try to not do that a lot because I don't want people to look at me as like a sample artist. But that's something I'm very good at, so I try to give less for more demand on that, for that end of the aspect. On top of that, you know, I ain't one of those people that could get my songs cleared all the time. So I want to be able to post it on all platforms without, you know, declaring situation. I don't know if it costs a lot of money to do so, but, you know.
the whole legality of music is so crazy because it makes sense, but it's just like, dang, but that beat was hard though. You can't just take my music off like that. But it's just one of those things you got to think 10 to 20 steps ahead on. And just the legality, trying to clear out a sample and everything. How long does it usually take to clear out a sample? I forget.
That end, I don't even know. I haven't cleared a sample yet. I try to steer away from. That's another reason why I try to steer away from samples, just because having to go through all that. So I try to make my own type of songs that other people could sample.
Yeah, I have to put that like on SoundCloud or something.
Right. I stopped using SoundCloud mainly because no one looks at SoundCloud anymore. I wouldn't say that, but I would say
not a majority of people. People usually go to Spotify or YouTube.
Right. It's not something that a lot of people. It's not something that you're gonna get paid off of. It's not something that a lot of people were sitting there paying attention to. SoundCloud was just something around the times we was all in school.
Yeah.
But because we couldn't get on Apple or Spotify and stuff all the time, so.
And now it's like completely different. Now the game has changed. And I still use SoundCloud because it's like I can just send the link out to my mixtape directly. And then it said that people had to look me up and everything. And it's hard to look me up because I drop my music through DistroKid and I got $signs in my name. So it's just so it's really hard to find those names for no reason.
Yeah.
And it's just the way they have my name set up. It's just like they put me in the various artists. And I'm like, come on, man. How am I going to find myself? You're going to put me in various artists.
They do that on YouTube too.
Yeah.
I hate when they do that. So I had to create my page. Like if you go look at my YouTube, it has the music symbol on it. I had to connect my YouTube to my music page to kind of brand everything all together in the process of put my link tree in every single platform to connect everything together.
It ain't bad. You got a Spotify too, or you ain't got no Spotify right now, do you?
Right now, since I don't have a song on there, I would say no. But I would say it should pop up if you search it up. I would say for Apple mainly, but I don't know about Spotify yet. I gotta test that.
Yeah, no, seriously, man. Like, because Spotify is like that's the one that people usually go straight to and everything in regards to and plus putting on playlists and everything of that nature is very crucial to get something on Spotify and stuff. And it'd be hard to look up my name. Like I don't have a Spotify account exactly and everything. When I try to check and see if my songs are on Spotify, I check through Instagram. I'm trying to post it on the story and everything. I have to look up the songs and it's just I had to be really specific. Cause gladly I type my song's title kind of intricate where it's like, okay, this is the only song that's typed like this. So it's like then it brings me to my page, which is like, okay, good and everything. Right. So it's just what I'm thinking about leaving DistroKid, and actually I'm thinking about rolling with a new service called Distro Freak that was actually run by people in Detroit and everything, where it's like not only will they hook you up with putting you on playlists if you pay for Distro Freak Plus, they can also hook you up with a flight and a hotel so you could be able to perform your songs at festivals and everything. So it's like it's kind of like it's very independent run and everything from Detroit, and they just kind of started. You can perform at places like 420 Fest, Backwoods and Bonfires, which is another music festival. Scary Hours Music Festival and everything. Some of them kind of small, some of them a little bit bigger, and everything. But anything to help you build your experience. Cause I know that's one thing is showmanship you're trying to work with. I think Crowd Freak is that's the main one. Is Crowd Freak. The Distro Freak is just the distribution service. I'm gonna send it to you on Instagram once we get off of here. And it's they also work with artist development. So it's just it's just something to consider and everything. If you want to really branch out of Charlotte and everything, because it's you really start blowing up at other people's city. And Detroit is Detroit music scene is it's kind of to a point where everybody's more expressive. Like you seen BDFB, the Pac-Man and everything with the the song what's up, Free Joe Exotic and everything or stuff. It's just they're all
T Grizzly.
T Grizzly. T Grizzly gets most of his money now from streaming and Twitch, playing Grand Theft Auto. So I'm trying to get on that.
I've been doing that to help brand too. I came up with the idea of if I'm gonna be doing the music stuff, I need to do everything I do or want to do. It has to be branded around my artist name, so that when I'm on my Twitch, because I do live stream also. The link the link tree should be up there too with everything else, and my Twitch should be in that link tree also. So I try to connect everything together on that aspect. It's basically just build my brand itself more than just my music. That's my whole idea behind everything.
And you're linking things outside of the music. What are some things or interests you have outside of music that you probably want to? I don't want to say put on the brand or anything. What are some interests that you have outside of music in general?
My interests outside of music, I really want to get into dancing more.
Okay.
Cause as I said, I did grow up dancing, and music was a part of it. So I want to get more comfortable with dancing, I would say. So that would probably be something I'll look into. Or be it's probably connected to music. I was gonna say like music therapy. I wanted to help people out with that because I know it's a lot of people going through a lot around this time.
Okay.
Everybody passing away, everybody got something they're going through. I want to be the voice of that. So on top of dancing, I want to be able to be expressive on
music therapy.
Yeah.
Okay, cause I ain't really heard nothing about music therapy and stuff of that nature. I know you mentioned how people have lost. I know you say you lost a friend or whatnot in the past.
Yeah.
Was that the only loss you've ever had? And outside, and not just saying like outside of that loss, but in connection with just that loss in particular, how's that like affected your life? And how long ago did this happen?
This happened. Dang, what year was it? I think it should have been 2019. It happened. I know I just woke up. I woke up one day and went to school, and everybody, all the seniors got the news of the situation, but it affected me. I'll say it affected me in the aspect of it. It helped me push harder within achieving the goal he had. I that's the only thing pushing me, other than myself and my mental situation. I want to be able to live out that dream that he had, and I want to be able to follow his goal and his dream. Because I know sometimes his parents are still grieving about it, and I want to be there for them and want to be able to give back to the community the way he did, and support everybody the way he did, whether it's hate or not.
And what exactly like 'cause I know you went to literally like a lot of the seniors know about what happened. What exactly did happen? If you want to express what exactly was it like an act of violence? Was it an accident? Like what happened exactly? You ain't gotta speak on it if you don't feel like it, 'cause I know it can be kind of traumatic.
Oh no. It was more. I think he. All I'm gonna say is he died in his sleep. So he died. He died peacefully. It wasn't violent. So that was really more of the worst part about it. It wasn't violence. It was just we seen him one day and he wasn't here the next day, I would say.
That is crazy, and that's actually
and it really messed us up because we got the news from the teachers, and we was all trying to call him to well, I didn't know until I got to school, but the other people in our group, they was trying to call him and everything and see why he wasn't waking up for school or whatever. Then I guess somebody called, and he, when they pulled up to the house to check up on him to see why he wasn't coming to the house, it was, ambulance and stuff already there. So, yeah.
well, that's crazy, man. Because we're younger people, so you don't expect people to just lie down and go in their sleep. I didn't think that happened to one of my distant cousins. I was living in DC or whatnot. Right. I think he either had a chest pain or something. They just woke up and he was just gone, man. It's just like, I don't know if like maybe it's in our diet or something like that, or maybe something, whatever. I don't know what it is. Maybe it was stress or whatnot. But just going to bed and then waking up like that, that's crazy, because like especially as a young black man. Usually, most of us are usually by other black folk and everything, whether if it's in violent crime or violence, acts of violence, or just revenge type situation, or just the situations where it's just like, where it's just like diet, maybe something that you ate, maybe too much salt in your diet or something like that, and you get a heart attack, or it's just like just about anything. I feel like in this country and everything, there's always something out to get us.
Right.
So it's just like for their people to just die and they sleep, you kind of feel like a sense of suspicion, like what really happened to lead to that.
Right.
But like I feel for you. Rest in peace to your friend and everything. I know a mourning process, even though it happened years ago and everything, there's still going to be part of it where we're kind of affected. Like earlier this year, I buried my grandfather, and on the last podcast episode, I talked to a dude who lost his father when he was kind of young too, and it literally messed him up from age 18 all the way to 24. He didn't feel like he was himself till he was 24 years old, man. So it's like sometimes things happen where it takes a while to like overcome it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, in that aspect, I could relate to him on that aspect too. I'm still, going through it. I try to vent it out through music.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll have my situations to where, I have like I would, some things would set me off easily than it used to. But I did try to, calm down from how I was in high school and try to spread love more, whether, people don't like it or not, or people hate the fact that I like to spread love and not try to be more violent. I try to do that more, whether I get hate or not. So I try to,
just try to be more positive in general.
Yeah, I try to be more positive. Sometimes it does bother me when people, try to be negative on top of you trying to be positive, I'll say.
Just trying to hate on you in a type of way, trying to
right. Finding any reason not to try to find any reason not to like me because I'm too nice, or it's a lot of people going through that same situation.
Yeah.
On being too nice. They think you don't have that fight in you because you're too nice or something like that. So
it's just like, you try your best, just like, because like we're getting older and everything, which means things is getting more legal now. Like getting pressed over bitches or whatever, or letting people take you out of character. That's like being a slave and everything. I'm a big movie fan and everything. You ever watch The Godfather? And how, like, you ever watch The Godfather? Or?
I think I did once. I think what was it, Wilfred?
No, it's one with Marlon Brando. It was like with Al Pacino as like.
I think I'm thinking of the wrong one.
Well, anyway, so like this, like The Godfather had 3 sons, right? One that was really intelligent, one that was like really kind-hearted but didn't really think too brightly, and then one that was like the oldest. It was like real big hothead and everything, and it's just like which is like, it's good to be a hothead like when it's time, but when you're like angry all the time and you lash out or you overdo, you don't think straight.
Right.
So his name was Sonny, or Santino, because it's like Italian family, but they call him Sonny for short. And like his sister was getting beat by her husband and everything. It was a different time in the video, so it's like that's just stuff that went on and everything. Dude was trying to confront dude for like the second time and everything, because like this happens a lot. And everything, and like while he was so angry, he didn't even think that, dude, like, you're under fire, like there's a mafia war going on right now, and they shot dude, like they shot him down like a dog in the street.
Right.
So it's just things like that. When you're angry, it blinds you and you don't know what to do next.
Right.
And it's just, I feel like there's a lot of anger that goes on, especially in the black community, even just young black men and everything. You were to close your eyes right now, guaranteed, like, like if I ask you, like, who are like 5 people that you would just want to beat the shit out of, like, right now on everything, guaranteed, like one of them might look like you. Like, I mean, niggas is like, damn, like, do I hate niggas? Like, what's the problem? But it's like, no, that's just what it was, because that's just how the system is set up for us to really turn against each other.
And the sad part is, in that question, a lot of black people could answer very quick.
No, seriously. Like, if you had to close your eyes, 5 people that you would just beat this holy shit out right out now, like, guaranteed, like, all 5 of them, or at least majority of them, are African Americans or black like you, and that's sad. You know, because I thought about it the other day, like, dang, like, everybody I have an issue with is always somebody that looks like me, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there's some folk that I have issues with that are, like, you know, white also, but that was just a system and everything where they're just, you know, off for privilege and everything. Like, you know what it's like to struggle. You know what it's like to have to deal with discrimination just like I do. Maybe differently, but we have to deal with the same issues.
Right.
So why is it like my success or what I do for myself is such a bother to you?
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, but that's just how it is. That's just bucket in the crafts mentality, man. It's just like, you haven't had issues with that, you know, or just like people just hate on just because of the music that you push and everything.
I would say it's more of it's beyond music too. It's more of some things. I think sometimes some people are mad at me more than just, you know, mad at certain things. Sometimes it is hate. Sometimes it's hate because I'm fortunate enough to have both parents in the house, and yeah, and they're able to support me. And I know a lot of my friends only have one parent in the house, which I see a lot. So, and around this neighborhood, and I think some people envy that. So some people will treat you a certain way, like you're spoon fed, not knowing that, you know, you may be going through the same thing as them, but they not seeing it because you're better at hiding it. So
yeah, no, seriously, that's really sad that just something as positive as just a complete black family will make somebody upset and everything.
I really think it's the music and the trends we have and the internet we have going on nowadays. It's like you know, in a sense of brainwashing our community to hate on each other and laugh at each other for, you know, going through something. Like, I think they was laughing at YK Osiris the other day for crying.
About what exactly?
I think it was something about Drake and him not, you know, being around him, or people in the industry not accepting him.
So what do you do?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't think he really, from the outside perspective, I don't think he's really doing much but trying to fit in, I guess. So, you know, people making a joke out of him about, you know, the whole situation with him owing money. So it created a joke out of him itself, and, you know, people started laughing at him for crying on live for doing that. And I'm like, people in our community aren't looking at, you know, everybody's mental health. They would rather laugh at their pain than
and push them off the edge type.
Right.
My thing with situations like that, God, this is the only generation of people who literally cry on camera in front of like a bunch of other people and everything. Which is like, you know, like to shed tears, it doesn't make you less of a person or whatever. However, I feel like, you know, as a society, even as black males, like, dude, we've been emasculated so bad in this society compared to like any other race in this society.
Right.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are willing to speak on, you know, it's just like, you know.
That right there has affected me in the aspect too. Sometimes I be feeling like I'm not able to be a full man of myself without being criticized by, I'll say, a female, or, you know, a older man that or somebody my age that's, you know, probably bigger than me, or, you feel me, bigger than me wise, you know.
Nah, man. It's
you know,
whatever.
you know, sometimes, you know, they get that confidence of somebody smaller than them, or, you know, a girl get that confidence of somebody much nicer that doesn't want to, you know, create that toxic environment that you know that female is probably used to most of the time.
Yeah, like niggas that are just obviously have some kind of narcissistic personality.
You're damn near I would say you're damn near boring if you don't sit there and go back and forth. That makes sense. You're damn near boring.
If you're not like someone that wants to argue or wants to have issues that live like toxicity,
right? Or if you know you want to communicate your pain and how something's mentally affecting you.
Yeah. You know why? Where that comes from is because you come from a home of mother and father. So it's like you see how like communication helps, and that serves a longer lasting relationship.
Right. And I just figured that out like not too long ago, you know, with my situations of going to the park, I sometimes I'll think other than writing about certain things that happened that day or whatever. And I did figure that out. I'm like, maybe it's I'm more on communication than other people is, because that's how I'm raised. I'm raised to speak up about something that's bothering me, even if it comes off as complaining.
I mean, that's good, man, because like when you let stuff like that sit with you for some years, man, it's like it blows up in different types of ways, whether it be anger or whether it just see you cutting off that person and you never speaking to them again. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's always like, if you want people to stay in your life, you got to show that you care.
Right.
One, that you care, and two, that you're actually willing to like work to actually build something with them. Whether it be friendships or anything, whether if it's just friendship, love relationships, whatever. Nobody wants, at this stage, when you're an adult, man, you don't want to mess with people that just drag you down or that just disrespect you all type of way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not good for your mental. It's not good for you spiritually. And honestly, like in a world as vast as ours, you don't want to just waste your time with people like, that you don't deserve to have you in your life. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
so, like,
yeah, you try to, you try to have that peace or whatever, and they'll look at it as you trying to ditch them in a sense. But they're not looking at their faults in this situation, so
move on.
You just gotta move on.
You can't just stick with them. They cross your mind every now and then, but even then, you got to remind yourself, you did better for yourself to leave and everything. Like I was stuck with a group of people and everything. At least they didn't even invite me to parties or nothing like that. And like niggas would like try to go to the studio together and try to maybe, and then like they'll leave me out of everything. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like I would make the logos and everything. Like I show my worth like many times. I'm a songwriter, making the logos and everything, and all these other niggas don't do shit in the group. And now the group has never been anymore or nothing. This shit been dead forever ago. And I've done more with my music than any of them. So it's just like, it's just the most of them. Let me just say that. And that's just how life is. You got to go isolate yourself and find the right people, man. And I got a circle of people that it's just like, that are willing to help me, support me on my journey and everything. And they'll be willing to push my music out there if I put out there. You don't want to put people around you that are just, competitive against you. You know what I'm saying?
If it ain't blood, it's better to work alone, I would say. Sometimes, blood sometimes will fuck up, but they're always around after that fuck up. You feel what I'm saying? I would say it's better to work with family, but always sit there and work by yourself, because you learn a lot about yourself and you learn a lot about what you're chasing. Like, I feel like if, just me speaking from my situation, if you wouldn't have got to 131 episodes by yourself, if you were still with them trying to, fool around with them, you wouldn't have ever got to this point of getting that many podcasts and grinding, being on that grind.
It's crazy reaching to this point, but I'll tell it to you like this: it's not just me; it's also all of y'all too. Taking the time out to actually hop out, also, and everything. That's the thing about isolating yourself, is that you actually find people that are actually on the same wavelength. Everybody I've interviewed and everything is always cool vibes. It's never on some big headedness or I think I'm better. Or I do this or I do. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody, as an artist, people who are true artists aren't insecure or trying to be competitive with all the niggas and shit like that. Like no, they just be focused on trying to get their art out and just having fun with their friends and living life. That's how in your life reflects the art and stuff of that nature. So that's just that's one thing I've noticed and everything when separating myself from those folks and everything. And it's just like that, like just having a conversation. I don't know what about me and everything, I seem to I'm good at doing stuff like this. So I just kept going. And once I set a goal for myself, I just keep my eye on it. I'm very stubborn to that degree. Because it's like that bleeds into other aspects of your life. When I say I'm trying to do something, I'm going to hit it as best I can.
Own up to I get that one. I would say the thing you said about the competitiveness, I would say be competitive.
But self-competitive.
But
challenge yourself.
Challenge yourself. but then be competitive when it comes to music. Be competitive business wise.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say be competitive music wise. Never compete with somebody music wise. But when it comes to marketing, be the most competitive, because it's just like having a regular business like CVS and Walgreens. Yeah, it's just
McDonald's and Burger
yeah,
King.
it's just like that. Like any other business, when it comes to music, that's what That's what will also separate you from
everybody else.
people in your city. You're willing to go travel and put yourself out there and market yourself. So I would say the business aspect, always be competitive. That'll get you farther places. But always love what you do music wise.
Yeah.
Have fun with that.
Yes, always have a passion for sure. And that's why I feel like a lot of these cats don't got no passion for it. That's the thing that kind of takes me out. They're more focused on like how they look about it or what their image is, and that's not gonna take you very far. So they try to like dismantle other people's image, spreading rumors, talking shit, real bitch shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I feel like that's a little bit too often in our society now. It's just like where niggas act like that. You could have just focused on yourself. You could have focused on your craft. You could have focused on like how can I get this out here, like even the business side of things,
Right.
Instead of just focus on petty shit.
Yeah, you got a lot of these people wanting to rap about, killing and shooting.
Ain't got no gun for the house.
I mean, I don't know their situation, but
some do, some don't.
Yeah. They rap about shooting and killing and wondering why they people dying and stuff like that.
All this RIP shit, and they're in the same world as you, man.
They not branching out or nothing. They just want to rap about the same thing, dissing the dead. Like, it's getting old at this point. The industry is already doing it. It's only us black people doing it. Like, it's just breaking the community, and nobody's seeing that. Nobody's single-handedly seeing how many big artists done died already within the past 2 years. All
DMB Rock and Takeoff in the same year.
These are all the people that we listen to every day. These are the niggas that we listen to every single day, and they gone. Like, we can't get them back because of the same shit we doing within our cities, because of this music popularizing it, making it even more cool. If you don't go to jail or anything in this city, you're not gonna get no type of recognition or image. Every female want a hood nigga nowadays in this city. You don't get no regular female that just want a regular,
Well, I mean, nobody's
9 to 5 ass person.
I mean, nobody's necessarily regular to a certain. I feel like there's plenty of females that are, but it's hard to find because they're so low key and everything. They're not out there. The females you're talking about, the ones that weren't raised with any attention, so now
the
they
motherfuckers
do
I live around, I would say.
They do the absolute most. And so I feel like don't sweat them, bro, because like they fuck around with these hood niggas, and next thing you know, they're opening a GoFundMe to get a lawyer because their baby daddy freaking kidnapped their kid and everything, go to different states and shit. Like, no one's gonna give him their hard-earned money.
I always laugh at that because I'm like, bro, you kind of did it to yourself.
You really did. You really, really did. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I don't want to shit on hood niggas or whatever, because there are some hood niggas that really have a sense of self-awareness and actually put on game to a certain degree and actually just doing it because of the environment they're exposed to.
And they're doing it to get their family out of the situation.
Exactly.
They're getting money, however they get it. I ain't going to incriminate nobody.
Ain't gonna shit on
however
nobody
they get it, they do that so they could feed their family because they may be living off of ramen noodles and
and they might not have a background where it's like that might help them academically or anything, or maybe some people can kind of balance it and
or they go through shit at home to where they had to drop out, or they had to not go to school, or they was always at school acting out and not learning because they was going through shit at home that they didn't want to express at school. I fell victim to that too. I was one of those people who always acting wild in school because I wanted to hide a certain part of myself that I felt like nobody else was going to accept me for, and I had to grow out of that when I got out of school.
Everybody's like that, man. I think everybody likes that to a certain degree and everything. I think I was, people pleasing behavior, trying to be a class clown type.
Yep.
And all it does is just lead to people trying to talk shit and disrespect. Because in a sense, they might envy their confidence to a certain degree. But it's like, it's not really confident. It's kind of like a cry for help to a certain degree. Because it's like you're trying your best to, like, reflect your value on whether people approve of you or not, like comically.
Yeah.
And like, it's just it's a weird situation because you don't have any type of ill will against nobody in the heart, but everybody's just built different. And, it's just like, time will deal with whoever.
Right.
Time will reward who works hard. Time will reward all people who work on themselves.
You want to know what taught me that? All of that?
Yeah.
It was music. Exactly. Music taught me that in the aspect of me being myself. People that used to, get on my ass when I was playing football because I was the smallest nigga on the field. They went to supporting me in my music, and it kind of fucked me up in the head because I'm like, I wanted to be petty about it and be like, now you supporting me, but I'm looking at it as I'm being myself now.
Yeah.
I could be myself and express myself and show how loving I am or show how angry I am through the music on certain situations when it comes to love or mental health. And I'm talking about it. People are supporting me more on that, seeing that, he got something he's good at. And he's the voice of our community.
Yeah.
So we need to push him out there.
Yeah. Authenticity is king. That's just how I see it. Like, people might not fuck with somebody because they're too authentic, but at the same time, that's what's gonna bring you the real people. That's what's gonna bring you the people that will appreciate it. All the fake motherfuckers are gonna fade into out of existence. Which could really be like a good thing and a bad thing, because like when you're really popping and they don't like that, or they can come out of nowhere and then pull a gun and that's it.
Yeah.
Like there's so many cases where it's like people who are really just on their grind and they're trying to make life work for themselves and everything. Rest in peace, Ja SLT.
Yeah.
Know about Ja?
I hung out with his friend Pat. So,
you hung out with Pat too. Pat. I interviewed Pat for the podcast also.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we went to college together. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I seen Ja a few times when my cousin graduated. Mm-hmm. So I did see Ja like a few times before he really started popping. Then I heard about the news.
Yeah, dude got shot. Did they even figure out who killed him?
No, I don't know the situation. They say he was parked somewhere and it happened. That's all I know about the situation. Dang. But I try to I try to be around and if I can try to be there for Pat.
I need to hit up Pat. I haven't spoken to Pat since we did the podcast.
Pat cool peoples, man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's my dog right there.
Yeah, so Rod and everything too.
Yeah, I know Rod. Yeah, I know Rod. Yeah.
I've been trying to get Rod on the podcast also. We're all big bangs. We all went in the same Baines Hall, which they know they knocked down too, which sucks. But
Yeah, Rod is also a good artist. He got music out and he does, the music video. I think he did a music video for Pat. I don't remember, but he's also good too. I heard his stuff too.
Yeah, man, that just sucks about Ja. I didn't really meet Ja personally, but I listened to a lot of his music too, and it was this is cool. This is cool shit. And he was blowing up. He was getting right up there, and then they took his life away.
Yeah, and he was positive. Like, that was a crazy part about it. He's a positive artist. You listen to his music, it's never
on some hating shit.
Yeah, it's never on some hating. And even if it is, it ain't too bad to the point to where he dissing the dead on somebody, like,
or they be dissing someone where they might want to take his life. Like, that's like, once somebody try to kill Ja, I'm like, dang, bro, like that, anybody can get it then. Because like, you're doing positive shit, there's somebody out there that's hating on you right now. So if this nigga does well or pays his bills on time, I'm gonna kill him. Like, there's always somebody out there that's like, I really don't like this nigga. I want to take it, and they're weird. Like, that's weird to me,
And that's a part that that's a part that fucks me up a lot, because I'm like, it's just people out there that's willing to sacrifice their own life to end yours, in a sense. Like, they would throw their body in front of a bullet to make sure you dead because they don't like you that much.
Yeah, but that's just sad.
It could be the smallest reason. It could have been you bumped into them and you didn't say my bad.
Or like maybe you taught this one girl whatever, and then like or made this light skinned girl chuckle or something like that, and they're in the background thinking like, damn, I was gonna marry that bitch. Like they probably ain't even figured out one time.
Right.
And then they hating on you.
Make that girl laugh about a joke, or your girl they girl choosing, they girl choosing or won't you, and now that nigga want your head for that.
Honestly, like if my girl is ever trying to be on any other niggas stick but mine, man, that's just with myself and everything. Let's just cut them off. That's just it.
Right.
That's just
all
it
you
is.
Gotta do, man. Just leave it alone at that point, man, because it's just gonna create more and more problems for you if you proceed to pursue that anger and that hate for that person. It's gonna cause problems for you mentally and physically, like.
It's always like on some petty shit and everything, cause like really like come on, like y'all getting killed. That's a weird situation, bro. Because like in Charlotte, bro, we're all trying to work to make this city like more. I'm not gonna say make it relevant or anything, but really just to stamp like our legacy as a city in hip hop and just in general from sports and everything. But it always feels like we had a weird filter that kept us from reaching that threshold. Panthers didn't win the Super Bowl 2015. Damn. Hornets still trying to figure shit out to really like get a final championship. It's gonna take a while. Music wise, the baby doing who was popping for a while and everything. Now things are starting to slow down a little bit. What was the problem? Some things he said. I don't really feel like there was any much of an issue where he got to get blacklisted. Some people say he blacklisted. Some people say he not.
I think it's more of the tremendous amount of controversy he kept getting himself into. Me personally. I would say, he's a good artist, but he's not. Sometimes I feel like he's not representing the city like we want him to. I feel like a lot of people aren't behind him like they used to be because this controversy. He could shout out Charlotte in a song, but now everybody gonna think, oh yeah. We all act like this in Charlotte. Most of us we do, but like it's not to the extent to where we're gonna say crazy ass. You feel what I'm saying? Like to the point to get us canceled. No, we know how to have fun in this city. That's the one thing I respect about Charlotte. Like.
I mean, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Because, like, sometimes we be wanting to have fun and people still hate and then do the absolute most. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the baby's case, like, it's just, like, I don't know, his relationships with women, like Megan Thee Stallion trying to reveal that they screwed at one point. I kind of thought that was a little bit corny because it's just, like, because if you sleep with, like, some of your friends, whatever, like, it's not something that you have to put out there, especially.
The kissing and telling,
it makes you look like, that's some high school shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you're
brag about the shit instead of just keeping it under the rug. Like if it ain't your situation, then don't add fuel to that fire. Like
just be happy. Just put it in your memoirs and shit.
Like they got on his ass about the whole young boy shit. Yeah. Like I ain't gonna say he ain't know what he was doing. He was getting his money, but keep it play. Like don't. You feel me? If that's gonna cause some type of issue and you got in the back of your head whether it's money or not, then it's like, damn, you kind of, where's that loyalty at? Where's that?
If anybody would do stuff like that would definitely backstab their homeboys and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
for
just
money, like
anybody that would do anything for clout like that will do anything for clout. Like it's just not just a pillow talk or freaking expose like a female that they might have screwed in the past or whatever. Like, it's just like that was your friend at one point. Like I know the whole Tory Lane situation. Like I could be more on his side with it because like music is business and like with her getting shot, she wasn't even shot in the foot anyway.
This is what I was.
So it was just like I was on his side up to, and then you started saying like, oh like I like we fucked and stuff like that, and then it was just like okay like what
Yeah, that Tory thing, it's controversial, but it's like I'm not a fan of accusing somebody without full evidence and video.
But even then, I was kind of skeptical to a certain degree and everything, because like people get shot in the foot, dude. Like that's bones being broken,
Right? How the fuck
like
you walking?
You're gonna be hobbling for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Talking about hands up. limping and shit, nigga, I would be on the floor saying "ow," like
you be bleeding for a while. You might even bleed out because all your blood goes to your feet.
Right.
That's gravity, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You're defying gravity, common sense, all types of critical thinking. I think she just stepped on some glass or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Real's my friend, like.
And it's just like I fuck with Megan, like on the sense of just like, okay, like, you know, you're making this happen as a girl, like right out of Houston, you know, like a whole different like vibe now to a certain degree. Like it's the same type of music. Like, okay, I fuck, like I do this or blah blah whatever. But at the same token, like you're doing it and you're making it like as your own. And it's like I root for everybody to win. Right. On that degree, but it's just like, you know, it's okay to be like, okay, I overreacted. Okay, you did this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I always feel like, as black men, I feel like we're always put into that position where it's like we're always in lose situation and everything. And people aren't gonna take Tory's side because like they see Tory like, oh, like Tory's short, he's arrogant, he's this and that. It's like, and everything, you know. And it's just like it's just crazy how quick they ought to just drag people down. You weren't even there.
Right.
Like everybody's like arguing over that situation. I'm like, dude, y'all weren't there. Just let it be validated because you're gonna look stupid as fuck if it's not the case.
That's a problem in our community. Like people are so quick to take sides that only caters to them. Like they're not willing to assess a situation before accusing somebody of something. They would rather just pick a side and run with it. Like it's just normal in the urban black community. Like,
I mean,
it's something we all got to work on as a whole. Like,
and it's becoming apparent that normal is usually something dysfunctional, and that's something we really need to work on.
Right, thank you. Like,
dude, that shouldn't be normal. That's not a good thing. You know, you gotta work on it.
All this we talking about is usually stuff I talk about in my music. Like, you know, scenarios and situations that I've been through, I write it down and I put it in my music to make sure, you know, I'm bringing that stuff to the light.
Yeah, no, seriously, just want to see both sides of it and have just different perspectives on the situation.
Right.
Because I feel
just like that song, you probably heard a few things in the song that I was talking about on there.
Yeah.
I don't trust females or I don't trust a certain type of female or I was saying that in a song when I described what happened to me. Like,
it's like, dude, it sucks how we all been through some kind of trauma, like with females in Charlotte, bro. Like, I swear, you've all been through something, bro. It's just like, you know, you learn and you live and you grow from it. But you have a little bit of PTSD to a certain extent. Like, damn, what red flags did I ignore to get to that point and everything?
Sometimes it gets to a point to where you never know what the fuck the red flag is that you're trying to look for. Like,
or what if it's fair or not? Because like, you know, red flag.
Like, is it just that person, or is it, you know, a red flag that I'm allowing myself to continuously go through sometimes?
Yeah, and then just like, you know, maybe it's just autopilot. You just let it go into the background and you just forget about it.
Right.
And then you just don't even notice it.
It happens all over again.
Like, how many red flags am I ignoring subconsciously and not realizing?
And I wouldn't want to wish that on nobody, if anything, because, you know, it keeps happening. Sad to say, it's going to keep happening until, you know, you decide, oh, I'm gonna focus on myself, or
focus on yourself.
Yeah, or I'm gonna change these things and set more healthy boundaries. Like, you gotta pick between those two when it gets that bad to a point. So.
Yeah, no, seriously, man, I agree with all that. You know, it's just, especially this stage in life where we live in the social media age, so a lot of things it's hard to really call out certain things that are inappropriate and everything,
right?
Because now it feels like everything in toxicity is now pushed to the forefront with all city girls this, city boys this, mad weird, while we're taking sides against each other, and you know,
like my whole thing that really, as a whole. In every community is the competition between boys and girls.
Yeah.
A boy should not be competing with a girl, and a girl should not be competing with a boy.
That no sense, and that's what makes the whole gender roles all switched up. Because now it's like you have men acting more sassy than the bitches do. Spreading more rumors and everything more than bitches do. Y'all be acting more like bitches than bitches, and that's bad. Like, that's not something to be proud of.
Right, and we wouldn't be made the way we are with reproductive body parts if we were made to be separate from one another.
Exactly.
We're made to reproduce.
Connect with each other.
Right. God didn't make us to sit here and
just hate on each other.
Hate on, that's the devil's work right there, and everybody's falling into that spiritual warfare. Like, no one's actually paying attention to how bad shit has gotten throughout the years, drastically changing. Like, no one's looking at the aspect of, damn, we're having larger abortion rates, and we're having larger
single parent homes. Less
right,
people getting
it's
married.
getting worse. It's not getting any better.
Man. It's like
when you go talk to these motherfuckers about it, they brush the shit off all day.
But when they reach 30s, 40s,
they want to settle down now. They want to motherfucking settle down now. After
you already screwed up for like a whole decade, man.
You want to live your life and go to parties. Parties gonna be there when you turn 50. Like, bro, I just want, like, any female listening to this, I just want you to know, you gonna have parties sitting there forever in your life. Stop going to parties fucking your head up. You around other people with bad energy.
Yeah, sure. I mean, at some point, I wish you've been the one. You kind of been to them all. If you want to go to brunch maybe one time, live your life. Be happy, but don't put it to such a priority where it's like that's all that's going to reflect in your value.
Here fucking drinking and smoking all day unless you at home. Don't go out with motherfuckers drinking and smoking. You gonna either get shot. You gonna either fuck your psychological up drinking all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
You gonna start, having that ego boost, getting approached by niggas or getting approached by females. You gonna think you better than everybody. It's gonna fuck you up in the long run.
Yeah, it's just like, it's all low vibrational, low frequency type stuff. There ain't nothing wrong with getting out to a get together. Yeah, I'm from the HBCU now. It's just like, we're going to party, like, regardless at time. But sometimes there was still a time for me to be out there and socialize. There was a time for me to work.
Right.
And I had to work in order to graduate at the top of my class and everything. It's just like, you got to build something. We're in our 20s now. We got to build a foundation for our families going forward. Like, you can still have fun from time to time. You can still be like independent and you do whatever.
What HBCU did you go?
North Carolina Central University. That's the same one me and
that was one of the options too. That's where Balama.
Yeah, Blama went there, which I also interviewed.
Balama funny.
Blama Cote. Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, seriously, yeah.
We all play football together, so
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, he's a cool dude. Yeah. Blama, Pat, Rod, we're all in the same Baines Hall and everything. Like, so it's like, that's just, you probably would have liked it there and everything. But it's just like, it's just some stuff to keep in mind. It's crazy how you're just mentioning all these people that I've interviewed in the past.
I didn't even know you interviewed them.
Yeah, at least it's something to look forward to. I didn't get to interview Rod though. I've been trying to get Rod for a while.
Yeah, definitely interview Rod. You gotta get everybody.
Yeah. Rod lived by himself, right? Right, in an apartment now?
I don't know. I haven't texted him in a while.
Yeah, I need
to
hit him out.
I don't know. I think he probably moved, so I really don't know where he at. You probably have to find that out.
Okay,
you got to get him on here.
I've been trying to get him on for some months. Every time our schedules get fucked up, I'm gonna just, and now I'm gonna have less time, so I gotta hit him up on one of the weekends.
I would say schedule a day with him, like.
Yeah, that's what I'd be trying to do.
That'd be a good interview to set. Like,
we both mobile. I could just pull up to his side or whatever. I do whatever, man.
Yeah.
Like, dude's mad cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, we spoke about a whole lot of topics and everything on the Mental Threats podcast from society and your music and everything of that nature. We already passed the whole hour line. Is there anything that you like to say or state before we go off and anything?
I would like to say, I didn't get to say earlier, is my whole goal. I want to set a goal for, Charlotte itself in this neighborhood. I'm setting a goal to, when I get to that point of making that type of money or getting bigger in that aspect, I want audio proof of me saying this. I want to invest in our community. Yeah. Over here in this area and put up some black-owned businesses.
Maybe some recreational centers?
Maybe that too. It's more to keep us all out of trouble. I done had a bunch of people on, Milton and stuff die. recently, people I grew up with. So I want to stop it before it gets worse. I want to come back over here, put up a few buildings. They are gentrified. I don't know.
Gentrified. Gentrified is what it's like when they're building like houses in the ghetto for like white folk to move into.
They've been doing that.
Especially in North Toronto area, you seen it, bro?
They've been fucking us up over here.
How y'all living over here? I don't think you're on the right side of town.
Right, the shit looks tacky as hell. And
I said, like, where you from, cuz?
I honestly think they're trying to move all of us over to Beatty's and
on Beatty's Ford Road and
keep us in one spot.
Yeah,
that's just gonna be another fucking Chicago, 63rd, 64th situation, or Florida
block type situation.
Atlanta. It's gonna be another one of those situations, and I can already see it ahead of time that this is going to happen. Like,
seriously.
So I want to stop that by putting up black-owned businesses over here. That's my goal. That's my main goal that I've been sticking with for the past few years when I started.
You in college right now, dude? Or
I'm at CP right now, but I'm
trying to transfer to
HB. I'm trying to go to A&T or
NCCU.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of the people that don't go to NCCU right now, so it's like, but I would recommend going to NCCU because it's like for NCAT it's good also, but it's a lot larger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like at NCCU, I feel like you'll get like you'll get the HBCU experience, but also get enough space to actually get attention also. Like, what do you think about studying?
Well, for right now, I'm doing journalism. It's to connect, with my music. Now, I like to write, but I also want to go travel. Now help me network. Okay. So I'll be networking with people while I'm doing my journalism work.
You should consider minoring in business too. The business school's pretty good. Like,
yeah.
If the business school can turn me from like a C, D student to like an A, B student, it could probably do the same thing for you. I mean, I know I even did a episode with the dean of the business school, Dr. Anthony Nelson, and everything. So if you want to check that out and everything, maybe give his insights on business and stuff of that nature. I feel like that's a pretty good episode. We got a whole lot of mentors there. Like my mentor, Dr. Roderick Heath of the Men's Achievement Center. If you want to get in the mix of things on an academic level. Yeah. So it's like if you don't want to just roll around people just partying and not doing shit and everything, you can actually have a side where it's just like, okay, I can just go here and I can focus on my work, focus on getting community service hours, other things. Get a mentor and everything. Like NCCU can really hook you up with that, but that's just my experience and everything. Right. So like for anybody, maybe you had a friend that might be in the path of trying to go to a major university or anything like that, just something to consider. You got to look out for these things, Yeah. I would. PWIs aren't my thing because I feel like, they wouldn't really care about it unless we're like playing sports for them.
You ever notice they call their shit an institution and our shit is like a university? I mean, like you never realize that name. Why? Like, okay, historically black institution.
Historically black college university. Yeah, it's just like I just like that vibe better. I'm just used to being around folk that look like me. And I'd be like honest, I'm like, prejudice. I thought, cause I've been to like schools that are like predominantly white too, and it never served me better. It was always like a struggle every time because it feel like I had to like
you feel out of place. I did in middle school. I did go to Crestdale. Yeah. And I did feel kind of out of place.
Oh, Crestdale. Yeah, that sounds like one of the magnet schools, huh? Yeah. Yeah, like my mom made me go to J.M. Robinson.
I was supposed to go to like Piedmont or, shit to lead me to Philippa Berry. Because that was supposed to be the school I was supposed to go to. Oh, yeah. But I had to go here by default because I wasn't fortunate enough, like I said, I wasn't fortunate enough learning-wise to get the max amount of understanding of certain things I had to learn.
Once you go to a HBCU, you're gonna understand why. Yeah, because they help you really like on your journey.
I'm definitely gonna look into that business though, because the business I really wanted to do, I'm very good at business side of things naturally.
Yeah, it intrigues you, right? That means you do pretty well and everything. But if you want to for success, or if you want to go into university, keep in mind always do a group chat every time at the beginning of the semester. Every class that you have, put a list out, maybe get everybody to write their name on the list and their number or whatever.
If somebody need help or they missing work.
Yes, that would help you so much through college, bro. Like that group chats to help you everybody tries to help each other. Everybody tries to work together. You're more of a community. That's what I'm saying.
I like that.
So I feel like I realize I do my best in predominantly black environments and everything.
Yep.
So it's just like, I didn't even realize that. My mom's like African. She used to believe that if you go to like predominantly black school or whatever, it's like, oh, you struggle, oh, you go to, that's what those kids are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then when I got out there, it's like, everybody's just chill. Everybody be chilling. Just focus on stuff. They just, like, yeah, you're going to have
their own path. They ain't worrying about, it ain't high school no more. They ain't worrying about, like,
bullshit.
Yeah,
all the people that focus on bullshit ain't doing shit.
If you not doing your work, it's on you. If you not doing what you got to do, it's only on you, not nobody else at this point. Like, nobody's interrupting class anymore. So
yeah, seriously, you look corny as hell.
Right.
Why is it? I know that nigga's not interrupting class. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can sleep in one day and then catch up on your work the next day. Like, it's more agency out there.
Yeah.
But like, we've been speaking about a lot of these topics for a while and everything. It's time for us to close and stuff.
Yeah.
You pretty much got everything you needed out, right?
Yeah, I did.
All right, cool, wonderful. I just want to make sure everybody's well expressed on for each episode and everything.
Yeah.
But that's it for the Mental Thugs Podcast, episode 131. That's it from Jay Sidity right here. Be able to check out a lot of his music coming forward. I know you got a whole lot of music coming next year or this year too. It
should be within the next 12 months. I'd say that.
Okay, yeah, leave it at that. A year. All right, that's it for the Mental Thugs Podcast. We're sewn in and now we're sewn out. That's it.